Hmm. Oh, so we didn't see a gap down. That's so crazy. But even with that said, we still had a pretty bearish day. I guess that must have been part of the day on Friday. So Ace of Swords on the 22nd. Right, so there would have been plenty of opportunity to make money in both directions if you open up positions at that Ace of Swords. The 21st is the one that's a little, I mean, even so, you still could have made money. A little bit less both sides. It's weighted more to the downside, but even so, you could have made money with both directions several times. So I would say we likely aren't going. Matter of fact, that is a pretty strong. That's so strange that we went up there. But in any case, we have this move. This is right here is the art card. And aside from this pop up for a moment, it's a pretty notable move to the downside right out of the close or out of the open. There's a reversal right at a peak or crest here between 10 and 11, and then a decline that offers an opportunity to open up a long position. Could close that long position probably around noontime. What is this? 1:20, so a little bit late there. Well, we're a little bit past noon, but in any case, we're probably a little bit off on the timing there, like by 20 minutes. Several attempts to break through key resistance, and then a period of volatility that should end with a fast sudden move higher. That fast sudden move higher here in the last 40 minutes will take us to a resistance level. It looks like we'll fail to break through that resistance level. And then maybe right at the close, we have a notable move to the upside. But I think we probably finish near these lows. We probably have a pretty bearish day to start off tomorrow. Well, let me make sure that's not a presumption. I mean, we have lows at the end of the day, right? It's a decline day that offers an opportunity to open up a long position. Matter of fact, I think that's probably the this period of volatility ends with a fast move higher, right? That's at about 2 o'clock. So, matter of fact, that's the Knight of Swords. So, we've already seen this attempt to break through key resistance, followed by decline through key support. Right around the close, though, we have this big move to the upside, reaching for distant resistance, and that move to the upside should offer an opportunity to open up a short position. Um, Also, the midday peak here would have been, or here probably would have been the opportunity to open up a short position and close it here towards the end of the day. Here was the Ace of Cups, opportunity to open up a long position and close it here or here. I probably would have closed it here, but that would have been better, obviously. And those are both kind of within the time frame of this trade correlation. So, pretty solid there. Art card here. This move from there all the way back down to where the move higher started. That's the art card. What threw me off though is we didn't have this drop. I was really expecting a drop over the weekend. You know what? It happened. No, no. It probably was really like this at the end of the day. But again, it's not gonna be 100%. There's gonna be permutations in the fractals. So that's probably what that was, a permutation. Aside from this first card, everything seems to be pretty solid as far as the sequence of events. Yeah, we're probably gonna keep going down right until like right before the close, and then at the close we probably have this like move to the upside that'll stand out. I think it's with two ends. Nope, it's with one. Novio Pharmaceuticals. Matter of fact, this actually looks like this looks pretty on the RSI. It looks like this is pretty bottomy now. We're getting a little bit of a move like this. Now I still think we're going lower. Hey B. Are you asking? You're asking if we'll make it to the 190s by the end of the week? I mean, the second portion or the last 3 days of the month look pretty bullish, or the last 3 days of the week look pretty bullish. The first 3 days of March. I think there's probably at the end of the day here is a trade opportunity to open up on the long side, is my sense here in the last few minutes of the day. Oops. I mean, it's a pretty bullish end of the week, but that is kind of a ways. I would say if we don't meet it by the end of the week, there's a good shot that we meet it at some point between in some point in, like, let's say, like the first 15 days of the month. At some point there's a couple places where it might take place. So I guess I would say not necessarily by the end of the week, but within like the next 3 weeks, we should see price level around that, around the February high. Yeah, and if it looks like Meta's pretty much following the same pattern as the S&P 500 is today. With that said, you want to be careful this little move to the upside here. There's an opportunity, I would say, in Meta to open up a long position here, like now. This is a good price range. Maybe you could probably get it around 169.30. But I mean, this is a good price range because we should see a pretty big move. I'd say we probably by the end of the week we at least are like meeting up with the. We would at least see like 170, I think. No, hold on a sec. Yeah, like right in this little dip here, guys. This is juicy opportunity as far as like a quick short, like a not short, a quick swing trade over like the next, like a swing trade to get out by the end of the week. I would say, where did it go? Where did mine march? Um, Best bet would be to exit at the end of the day on the first or on the second at a key resistance level on the scale of like a 1 month kind of scale. Um, but just to be safe, to be cautious, I would say you probably want an, if you're getting options, you probably want an expiration out, expires like on the 10th or later. So if it doesn't move enough here on the second and the third, or if we see a bit of a decline here off of a resistance level on the second into the third, so we don't see as much of a move to the upside, in other words, there's a couple other places where we are likely to see a pretty significant peak or crest here in the following week. So if you have it expire out, like let's say you have it expire out by like the 17th expiration, you should be safe with a couple of places to exit on the long side. Hey, Proof. Welcome. Um, it's different, Proof. It's so Meta was developed to identify and time highs and lows, but the actual price levels, it's much more effective to get involved in technical analysis and combine technical analysis with meta analysis. Meta being what we're looking at here. When you combine those two, it's like an x plus y equals z equation. Everybody on the planet is using x plus whatever number they know. They know the y, right? But they still can't figure out the z because they don't have the x. Well, meta is the x. When you combine the two together, it becomes a very, very powerful tool. But yes, there are ways to time actual price levels. It's a lot trickier. It's a lot rarer. Like I don't always get the information telling me where there's a high or where there's a low. Sometimes it misses things. because it's based on fractal reality, and a fractal reality is pretty much the same pattern over time, but it has permutations, small changes in it. Hey, Carolyn. Matter of fact, so I was just speaking with somebody on a private consult yesterday about SPC. I'd say probably your best shot to enter in would be tomorrow. And I wouldn't try and get fancy with it. I would just stay in it, like buy and hold. I bought and I'm holding until $50. That's my plan, which may happen in April, May cusp, May. But if it doesn't, it should happen by the end of the year. So, proof as far as the price levels, like there's different ways to do that. Certain cards are utilized as like significators. They basically like represent a price level. And so what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to see, like, let me give you an example here. Well, okay, so there's these Ace of Swords. This is an example, right? Oh, sorry, I'm looking at meta here. Okay, so you see how I notated here, Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. So on the 21st, the reading of the 21st, we had an Ace of Swords appearance. Ace of Swords is price level. It indicates a price level that if you position yourself in the midst of quite a lot of price change there around the Ace of Swords, you could position yourself in both directions with a straddle or strangle and put the legs on at separate times. That's usually what the Ace of Swords indicates. And so when I see Ace of Swords, I mark it off. And so here, this is roughly around 1 to 2 o'clock. So I go back to the 21st, 1 to 2 o'clock. And when looking at it on a one-day chart, there was significant behavior around here, around the 1 to 2 o'clock mark, sideways behavior at an important price level. So I indicated that as the Ace of Swords. And that's what you do, because that way, when you see these cards come back, sometimes they will represent the same card. Not always. See, like the very next day, we have the Ace of Swords. I notated that as this price level here. But you can see how there was enough movement in both directions that you could have made money with both legs had you timed it well. You know, it's you have to get really good at reading the cards' chart patterns, because the chart patterns and the cards will tell you when you break through resistance, when you meet resistance and bounce off of it, you know, things like that. So if you take a chart and you put it side by side with the readings information, it's like I said, it's like taking an X. It's like knowing the X and the Y of an XY equals Z, or X plus Y equals Z equation. I know this Bitcoin reading was not one of my best readings, if I remember correctly. Man, I'm in a much better energetic frequency now than I was when I did these February readings, that's for sure. I've been holding pretty steadfast to my new energetic practices, daily routine. But let's see. Carolyn, are you sure that I said there's a pump in Bitcoin tomorrow? Because I just have the devil card. When I was doing the reading, maybe that indicated something, but it's not. It's not. The devil card doesn't really indicate a big move to the upside. Are you like looking at it like from the March reading standpoint? Let's take a look. Oh, I didn't get the March done yet. Right. I'm not sure where you're getting that pump from, Carolyn. Yeah, you got it, Proof. Thanks for your interest. You can learn a lot more about the meanings of the cards. We have an ebook for sale on the website. It's currently on sale for $33, normally $55. And then also, you can also go to the website. It doesn't have as much information as the book does, but the tarot card pages have a lot of information. You just pick a card, and it's all specific to like traders and investors and whatnot. If you have the ebook, chances are there's a candlestick. There's a candlestick or several candlesticks that the card represents that are in the ebook, among other things. You find that at Shop Now over here. Yeah, see, here's that move. So we went lower as expected, but here's that move towards the like right towards the close. There's a big move reaching for distant resistance. I think I indicated at least, I probably said at least this one. And since we have about 13 minutes left, we probably meet this resistance level at the 398-ish. I might be off though. I might be off. Point is there's this move. That's the Lust card. I expect more move to the upside. The Lust card is a big move, and it doesn't take you to the next resistance, which is why I say this one. It takes you to a distant resistance, like past resistance to a distant resistance. If you ask me, this resistance is much more important than this one. So as far as Bitcoin goes, I don't see a big pump on the 28th per se, but there is going to be some sort of fake out. So I got the Bitcoin marked up now, at least. Let me see. It's kind of a sidewaysy month for Bitcoin in March, sort of sidewaysy, at least on the 1 month. But I'm gonna do the interpretation for it on the tomorrow afternoon. It'll get done. Thankfully, I had enough time to squeeze it in, but it won't be recorded until tomorrow. I'm so surprised we didn't have a drop to this line. We got pretty close, though. We did get pretty close. See this Ace of Swords from 210. Here's 210. Right? We would have been able to make money in both directions for sure. And you can see like the Ace of Discs came up several times in the same price, like around the same price level. So that's a pretty strong indication of a support or a resistance or whatnot when you see the same card appear like in relation to the chart in the same place on different days. I need a word. I need a term for that. I guess you could say it's like a chart congruency or a price level congruency. That'll be in the updated book, that type of stuff, when we do it, the second edition, or part 2, I should say. It does appear, Carolyn, it does appear that we're more likely to go higher from here into March on Bitcoin. I don't want to say too much about March because I haven't done the proper manifestation practice for it yet, if that makes sense. Remember, these are manifestations. The more that I talk about it, the more I am likely to blur it. So I'd like to just get it the whole thing out first and then talk about it. But by looking at the March reading, it did appear that we probably have some upwards. It's not like overly bullish, but it does appear that we have an upward trend from this price level. At least for like the next few days of the week. Hopefully that helps. I hope Carolyn got that. I wonder if she missed it. Yeah, see, in these last 5 minutes, we should have this push. On the grand scheme of things, like this isn't over. This is a cross reading congruency. So proof, if you're still there, a cross reading congruency, or sorry, a cross reading correlation. On the 1 month reading. On the 1 month reading, right? There's a sequence of events on like a 1 month kind of scale chart. At the end of the week, we have correlations to this Princess of Wands, which is an indication, like it's an energy to open up a short position in the midst of a bit of a rally. So here in these last few minutes, one could open up a short position and close that in the morning tomorrow for likely a good little profit. Not maybe not a huge profit, but for a chunk of change. I would wait probably till like the last minute, so we have about 4 minutes. But then opening up a short position. You definitely want to close it tomorrow, though. Definitely want to close it in the morning tomorrow if you do open up a short position. And again, you'd want to wait until the last minute, so there's 3 minutes before it actually pull the trigger on it. Also, you know, stay away from like deep out of the money. They're very tempting because of the price, but you just lose your money. There's a reason why they're so cheap. All right, cool. Oh, good, Carolyn. I'd be surprised if we don't break through this resistance. Probably happens after the close of the breakthrough. But in any case, you could close it in the morning, like as soon as you could in the morning. Tomorrow's sort of a tricky day. We've got some erratic behavior near the high, back and forth. And it looks like we probably have a high early in the day, and then maybe like another peak midday. A notable move out of a decline at the end of the day, and that offers an opportunity there. Yeah, see, we're going to get into unicursals here in March. Yeah, so I would pull the trigger right now, guys. If you're planning on opening up a short position, I'd pull the trigger. It's the last minute. It's gonna go through and higher probably to this level, but you won't be able to catch that. That's how they like to get you. Oh, we'll give you the opportunity, but after the close. It's possible that we have a lower price level tomorrow. I think we probably have a lower price level tomorrow in the morning, and then I'm leaning towards bullish. I'm leaning towards a bullish day. It's kind of choppy, but I'm leaning towards a bullish day. So like, there should be a decline in the pre-market into the open through support level we fell through once before, and then there should be like a spike higher right at like out of the open. And then some like back and forth behavior, eventually turning resistance into support somewhere around midday. And then more kind of like back and forth with a hard decline into the last hour, and then somewhere there in the last hour there's a pretty big move to the downside. There's a big move to the upside end of it, out of the decline, and then another move to the downside. So like that move to the upside appears to be like a fake out. I think I could answer that better for you, Carolyn, tomorrow when I see where we open. But I would be leaning towards opening up a long position in the morning and closing it. I probably wouldn't wait until the end of the day. I would probably close it. I'd probably close it midday. It's pretty choppy. If I could get away with a profit in the first half hour, I would take it. Meta. Yeah, no, I think it's probably that low for Meta's probably right. It's right here. Let's see. It's probably here at the end of the day. It might be tomorrow in the like first thing in the morning, but I'm leaning towards here. Princess of Discs. Not necessarily a lowest low, but there is a low here at the end of the day, and then we have some bullish behavior towards the end of the week. What I was recommending people did is at the end of the day today, you missed this. This was what I was talking about first thing. Is open up a long position at the end of the day in Meta with an expiration if you're doing options somewhere around like the 17th. That way you have. Most likely what you'd want to do is exit that long position on the 2nd, but if that turned out not to be, or at the end of the day on the 1st, possibly on the 2nd, but if that turned out not to be a good opportunity to close, there would be a couple more opportunities where we'd likely see a good exit on the 6th and the 8th, possibly the 10th. But I wouldn't wait for these. I would take the first opportunity to get out of the long position. Anything else, guys? Hey, Jacob. Welcome. Any last requests before I roll? Anything that you guys want me to take a look at? So guys, we've had quite a bit of issues back and forth with our payment system being turned on and turned off and turned on and turned off. And for whatever reason, Square's like holding all of the money that people are paying for things until they like figure out that we're legit. I don't know. It's just ridiculousness. But we should have, if you go to the website and there's something you're looking to purchase, you should be able to purchase it like normal, like you would at any website at this point. If you can't, please let me know. Or let somebody know through the website ASAP. Appreciate it, Jacob. You too. Well, we just had a bunch of people hop on, so if you'd like for me to go through what we were just going through, I can do that one more time. We were just talking about Meta, how the Meta reading, there's this low opportunity here at the end of the day to open up long position and then close that long position. It looks like on the sorry, on the, where did that reading go? At the end of the day on the 1st or on the 2nd, and if that doesn't appear to be a good opportunity to exit, then there'd probably be another one on the 6th or on the 8th or on the 10th. So quite a few opportunities to exit, but I would take the first opportunity that you can with the profit. What, Carolyn, what are you referring to? Are you referring to Meta? I don't think I have anything on Kasuma. That's probably something that we went through on the one-on-one, I'm guessing. I would just go with whatever was said in the one-on-one. My stance wouldn't change on that. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. As always, be sure to follow that rule of karma, especially with all these problems we're having taking payments, guys. Like it's been almost 2 months, 6 weeks out of the last 8 weeks we haven't been able to take payments. It's just insane for a business. Like it could put a business out of business. So we're still dealing with Square and subscription issues. Like we can't take actual subscription payments yet. I'm getting a lawyer and I'm about ready to sue these companies because it's discrimination. I should be able to run my business without having a problem or a roadblock at every step of the way from these payment companies. But again, guys, with that said, we really do need the support through the 5%. Be sure to follow along with that. That's how we'll be able to continue putting out new content and continuing to help. So much appreciated for all you angel